My name is Dolores. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about Black Wall Street. Most of you might know it as the Greenwood Edition here in North Tulsa, but it is labeled in history as the 1921 Tulsa Race Riot. It was one of the events that was most devastating after World War One here in North Tulsa. It was a thriving business in North Tulsa where there was 35 city blocks that the African Americans owned that had two schools, two banks, two movie theaters, uh, several doctors' offices, lawyers' offices, um, everything. That because that the African American in North Tulsa was not allowed to go south of the Greenwood Addition. And so in 1921, this is the events that taken place. And according to Scott Ellis in Death of the Promised Land, Tulsa 1921, the Black Wall Street was given to the North Tulsa due to the fact that a dollar bill would circulate 15 times before it would leave the community. So that's just how rich and thriving that community was. Today, I'm not Dolores. Today, I'm going to talk to you as Dick Rowland. Hi, my name is Dick Rowland. I'm a 19-year-old African American shoe shiner from North Tulsa. Like any other day, on June 29th, I went to work. And it was normal. Didn't have any problems getting there. Didn't have any problems starting and setting up my shoe shine business. About 2 hours in, I had to go to the restroom. At that point, I had to enter the Drexel building to go to the top floor because we were not allowed to use the restrooms when any whites, where we had to go to where it said blacks only. As I entered the building, I noticed as I entered the elevator, we had a different white lady that was on the elevator this morning, later to be identified as Sarah Page. When the elevator doors closed and the elevator began chugging to the top of the building, I had to look at my feet due to the fact that I was not ever allowed to look at a white person in their eyes. As the elevator doors began to open, I heard the squeaking voice of Sarah Page say, "Rape!" And I bolted like a cat when the cage door opened because I knew at that point I was in trouble. Now that I've set the scene for you, what happened to Dick Rowland on the June 29th, I'm going to let you know what happened June 30th. The next day, the sheriff came for me because I had to hide because I didn't do anything to Sarah, but I knew because I was black that they would listen to her, they would believe her. So when the sheriff came, he said, "I'm only taking you in, Dick, because of we're going to protect you. Because according to the Tulsa Tribune, this morning's headline said, to lynch a Negro tonight because there was an attempted rape on a white woman in an elevator." I knew I was still in trouble, and I also knew that my community was in trouble. About 10 o'clock that night, as I sat in my jail cell, I heard crowds outside. "Get him. Get that boy. Hang him high. Kill him. Do whatever you need to. Rape him. Turn him over to us. We want to kill that nigger tonight." That's all I heard as a 19-year-old African American boy. After that, I heard the mob go quiet. Then I saw all the fires. All the fires were down by the Frisco Railroad. By 12 o'clock that night, the whole North community was set ablaze. I could hear kids crying, mothers and fathers running. I could hear gunshots. I could hear them saying, "Hush, shh, be quiet. We don't want them to know where we are." So all I could do was begin to pray. Now that I set the scene for you, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history. 1921, thriving, North Tulsa. Every day we could get up, we can go to our own schools, we can go to our own businesses. We had everything in North Tulsa that we ever wanted. Why did they burn us down? Jealousy, envy, the hearts of people that didn't look like us. In an interview that I had with this is Mrs. Hazel Smith Jones. I had the privilege of meeting her before she passed last month at my church. She's the oldest known survivor of the 1921 race riot. She's in that interview. She said, even though the scars are deep inside of African Americans in North Tulsa today, and they are still visible, even though the rebuilding we have started to rebuild, it's still not the same. She also stated that the devastation